A Philosopher and Unclean Powers by Gogol. Once upon a time, in Ukraine, a man got lost in the fields of wheat late at night.
Oh, look there, a farmstead. There's a light in the window.
The door creaked.
What will be, will be. Granny, please let me in. It's as bad out here in the fields as it is in a hungry stomach.
And who are you?
I'm a philosopher.
Philosopher. Don't do it. Away!
Must the poor Christian soul perish for no good reason?
Very well. I'll let you in.
The old woman took the philosopher to the sheep pen. The philosopher, left alone, rolled over on his other side in order to fall into a dead sleep. Suddenly, the low door opened and the old woman came in.
Granny, what do you want? No, Granny, you're expired. No.
He jumped to his feet. His arms would not rise, nor would his legs move. With horror, he discovered that the sound of his voice would not even come from his mouth. The old woman came up to him, folded his arms, bent his neck, jumped with cat-like quickness onto his back. Leaping like a saddle horse, the philosopher carried her on his back.
Oh, it's so rich.
Around forests, meadows, sky, valleys, the shadows of trees and bushes, like comets. Such was the night when the philosopher Hamad Brute galloped with an incomprehensible ride on his back. Wind and music, ringing and wheeling and approaching and piercing the soul. Finally, quick as lightning, he jumped from under the old woman, landing him totally on his back. The earth just flashed beneath him, but then it all stopped. The big scream. The screams first were angry and threatening, then they turned weaker, more pleasant, pure, and then soft, barely ringing.
Really? An old woman?
Got to his feet and looked into her eyes. Dawn was breaking and the golden domes of the Kievan churches shone in the distance. Before him lay a beauty with a disheveled, lustrous braid and long, pointy eyelashes. Hama trembled like a leaf on a tree. Pity and some strange excitement and timidity, incomprehensible to himself, came over him. He broke into a headlong run. He no longer wanted to go round to the farmsteads and hasten back to Kiev. The same evening, the philosopher was seen in the tavern. Before him stood a man. What will be, will be.
What will be, will be.
Meanwhile, the rumor spread everywhere that the daughter of one of the richest Cossack chiefs, whose farmstead was some 35 miles from Kiev, had come home from a walk one day, all beaten up, and was now lying near death, and before her dying hour had expressed a wish. Daddy, the prayers at my deathbed and for 3 days after my death must be read by Philosopher Hamad Brute.
What will be, will be.
And Philosopher was taken to the chief's house. In a large room, in the corner, under the icons, on a high table, lay the body of the dead girl. The philosopher began to read, not daring to look into the dead girl's face. Slowly, he turned his head to look at the dead girl, and a shudder ran through his veins. Before him lay beauty such as there had never been on earth, such sharp, such harmonious beauty. She lay as if alive. Her brow, beautiful, tender, like snow, like silver, seemed thoughtful. Her eyebrows, night amid a sunny day, thin, regular, rose proudly over her closed eyes, and her eyelashes, falling pointy on her cheeks, burned with the heat of hidden desires. Her mouth, ruby, spout to smile. Yet, in them, in these same features, he saw something terribly piercing. He felt his soul beginning to ache, somehow painfully, as if in the wheel of merriment and giddiness of a crowd, someone suddenly struck up a song about oppressed people. Suddenly, something terribly familiar showed in her face. The witch! It was the very witch he had killed. When the sun began to set, the dead girl was taken to the blackened wooden church. Candles burned before almost every icon. The faces of the saints, completely darkened, looked somehow gloomily. The coffin was placed in the middle, right in front of the altar. The philosopher felt fear creeping over him. Why, he thought? What's frightening about it?
Why, what's frightening about it? No man can get in here. And against the dead visitors from the other world, I've got such prayers that once I've read them, they'll never lay a finger on me. What's there to be afraid of? Let's read. And what kind of Cossack would I be if I'm scared?
And yet, as he turned each page, he kept glancing sidelong at the coffin. Look, look, she's going to get up. She is going to rise. She is going to kill you. She's standing up. She's walking through the church. Her eyes are closed. She's walking straight to him. Her arms are spread. She's clacking her teeth. She opens her dead eyes. Draws a chalk, a little circle in front of him. She's pinching the air. And the witch ran back to her coffin and lay down. Second night. It's only frightening the first time, thought the philosopher.
Yes, it's only a little frightening the first time. And then it's not frightening anymore. Not frightening at all. No, frightening.
He drew a circle with the chalk around himself again. But while he was drawing, the witch started to crawl again. Once again, the corpse fixed her dead green eyes on him. A chill ran through all his veins. The witch started to run around the circle looking for him. She started to growl holy and the dreadful words. It sounded like. Winds swept through the church and there was a noise. There's a multitude of fluttering winds beating against the glass of the church window, and their iron frames crawled, stretching iron with a rasping noise, and countless powers banging on the doors, trying to break in. church. Third night. The night was infernal.
That's not a wolf.
Everything was the same. Everything had the same innocently familiar look.
I won't be afraid. My God, I won't be afraid.
He drew another sword.
What will be, will be. What will be, will be. What will be, will be.
The silence was dreadful. The candles flickered. He started to read. At this point, the witch started to rise again. She rose from her coffin slowly, and it was still more horrible than the first time. Wind wheeled through the church. Icons fell to the floor. Broken glass dropped from the windows. The doors tore from their hinges, and hordes of monsters flew into God's church. Woohoo! Said the monsters running into the church. Who ran the monsters in the church? The unclean powers fitted about him, brushing him with the tips of their wings and repulsive tails. They looked at him, searching, unable to see him, surrounded by the mysterious circle. "Bring thee!" screamed the witch. "Bring thee! Thee! Bring thee!" At this point, the monsters bring thee, bring into the church. And the philosopher saw a squat, splay-footed man. With horror he noticed that the face on him was made of iron. Don't look. Here he is. All the monsters smashed around the walls of the church. I know why he perished. He perished because he got scared. If he hadn't been scared, the unclean powers couldn't have done anything to him. Or maybe he didn't die. Manuscripts do not burn. Philosophers do not die.